Good afternoon everyone and welcome to the Avenue here, the home stadium of Dorchester Town for this Evostic Southern Premier League game this afternoon between Dorchester Town and Slough Town. This is the last official league game that Dorchester have before they rip up this pitch. They've got a few other teams that play here as well, but they will be playing next season on a 4G pitch. So they've come to the Slough way of thinking, and it'll be the last official league game here at the Avenue Stadium with this pitch here. They'll replace that one starting from the 1st of May. So we're here as usual with everything that you need today. We'll run through all the teams, give you the latest scores from the other games in the Southern Premier League as well, keeping you up to date with some scores. And we've even got our half-time quiz for you as well, so something for you to look forward to today. If you would like to get in contact with us, we'll give you those details as well. This is Rebels Radio, brought to you by our two sponsors. They are My Football Club, the online football community, and you can find out more about them if you look at the Pachero website and type in Pachero and MyFC. And MyFC have a few plans for the future for next season with some donations, so we thank them for their continued support, not only of Rebels Radio but of the football club as well. Our second sponsors are the Slough Town Supporters Trust, and again, Slough Town Supporters Trust doing regular things throughout the summer, so please keep an eye on that. The one coming up for them is going to be the sponsored walk on the 28th of April. That is next Saturday. There, you can still sign up for that if you're interested. Just go on the Slough Town Supporters Trust website. There is two different lengths that you can walk. You can walk the short version, which is 6.45 miles, or you can do the half marathon version, which will cover the actual route of the half marathon of the Slough Half Marathon, which is sometime later this year. And our continued support for both of those for their help with Rebels Radio. A couple of things for you just to be aware of. The next game is for the Rebels. Well, it's been I don't think I've ever seen it in my lifetime, but Slough have 2 games left of the season, both of them against Royston Town. On Tuesday the 24th, Slough will be away to Royston. It's a 7:45 kickoff. We will be there with coverage as well. You can get a supporters coach there as well that's be running from St Joe's School. I believe it's 5:15 it's going to leave. And then next Saturday, Slough will be at home to Royston Town on the 28th of April in the last official league game of the season there. And you'll be able to after the game there'll be a presentation of the Players Awards on the pitch, unless it's raining, which will be inside, but should be on the pitch. And then there'll also be space, and we'll have a party afterwards in the bar. So if you are planning to stay behind to watch the presentation, why not come into the bar? There'll be food as well for you to enjoy, and as well as the presentation, we'll also have the bar open as well. So don't forget, profits go to the football club if you're using the bar or the food. So please come along. That's next Saturday, so that'll be an awards presentation after the game on the pitch if it's dry. If it's off the pitch, you'll be inside the clubhouse, and the bar will be open for drinks, and there'll be food as well. So please come down to that if you can. Just a couple of other things for you. FC Video have now done a goal of the season that you can vote for. You can see more details on the Slough Town website, which is sloughtownfc.net, and you can see there are 10 goals for you to choose from. You choose one, you can only vote once. It's only the goals that have been filmed, so unfortunately Warren Harris's goals from Froome and St Ives aren't on there, but there are 10 cracking goals for you to choose from. Please have a look at that, vote on that one, and you do need to vote by midday on Wednesday afternoon, so please get behind that one and vote for your goal of the season there as well. So if you would like to get in contact with us, you can do so in a couple of ways. You can do so either on Twitter, and you can contact us at MyFC Rebels Radio. That's all one word, all in lowercase, and that comes through to us on Twitter. Or if you're listening like a couple of other people are, it's on the Matchday chat, which is basically one of the YouTube that you're listening to. I think it says comments on your page, but it comes through as a live chat room of mine. So we've already got Will Reese is listening, Leo Godding, and we've got Freddie Burton, Rebel all listening in already, and then go. So all of those are listening in for this last away game on a Saturday for the Rebels. Obviously Tuesday is away game, then Saturday next week is home. Just for your details, the playoff dates will be Wednesday evening. That I believe is the 2nd of May, and should Slough reach the playoff final, that will be the bank holiday, which I believe is the 7th of May. So those are the details that you need for that. So this is the last away game on a Saturday for the Rebels this afternoon. And we'll run through the other games going on in the Southern Premier League this afternoon. We've got Banbury versus Merthyr, Dunstable versus St Ives, Farnborough versus Chesham, Gosport Borough versus Frome, Hereford, who, congratulations to them, are the champions of the Southern Premier League. They are at home to third place Kettering. It's Hitchin versus Bishop Stortford, Kings Lynn versus St Neots, Kings Langley versus Weymouth, Redditch versus Tiverton, Royston versus Biggleswade, and Stratford Town versus Basingstoke. Those are your other games for in the Southern Premier League today. I can just tell you that previously these two sides have met 10 times. Slough have actually won the last 5 meetings between these two sides, and they won here last year 4-0 and won at home earlier in the season 2-0. So Slough will be looking forward to trying to keep that run going. But Dorchester are 9th in the current form guide. In the last 6 they've won 3, drawn 1 and lost 2. Slough are second obviously in the form guide, but that's based on a fantastic away record that they've had with all the away games that have been played. So there you go. Hereford will be presented with the trophy this afternoon at their game. So like I say, congratulations to Hereford for winning the league. And even though he didn't manage to beat the Rebels, they won the league, but we'll let them off that one. So there you go. We're a couple of minutes away from kickoff, so I'll run for the two sides with you this afternoon for the first time, starting with the home side, Dorchester Town, who play in white shirts with black stripes, black shorts and black socks. In goal for them is Chris Wheel, who's also the captain. 2 is Kyle Egan, 3 Neil Martin, 4 Callum Rose, 5 Chris Clark, 6 Ollie Griggs, 7 Aaron Rodriguez, 8 Billy Lowes, 9 Ashley Pope, 10 Antonio Diaz and Tom Blair. Substitutes for Dorchester this afternoon are 12 Ed Bastick, 14 Ross Carmichael, 15 Alex Staffy, 16 Dom Panisadawa, and a late change is 17 Jason Brooks. For the Rebels, there's a few changes for the Rebels this afternoon. They will be in their all blue away kit. In goal for them is Jack Turner, 2 is Sean Fraser, 3 George Wells, 4 is Guy Hollis, 5 Matt Day, 6 is the captain Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Perry Coles, 10 Manny Williams and 11 is Warren Harris. Substitutes for the Rebels this afternoon are 12 Mark Nisbet, 14 Simon Dunn, 15 Matt Lench, 16 Harrison Gilks and 18 is Nathan Smart. Your referee today is Mr Ian Parsons, he's from Salisbury. His 2 assistants are Brian White from Salisbury and Imran Khan from Tidworth. So I'll run through those starting 11s just before we get to the kick-off here at the Avenue, just waiting for the two sides to come out of the tunnel. And we've had a few issues with the internet, so hopefully everything's going all right with you guys. You can hear me. Good afternoon to Peter Jewell, Richard Weisler, Neil Humphrey, who are listening in. And so good afternoon, all joining in on the chat room there, along with Freddie. And we're just a couple of minutes away from kick-off, really. It's a lovely day here down in Dorchester. Got stuck in a bit of traffic, I believe, on the way here, but I actually I actually slept most of the way, so I didn't actually realise. The two sides just being introduced onto the pitch here this afternoon, and the pitch looking in fairly good condition, actually. This it does have a habit of cutting up. As usual, we seem to be right next to a tannoy speaker, which is what we always love here at football grounds. So I'll run through the starting 11s for you for today, starting with the home side, Dorchester Town. In goal is the captain Chris Wheel, 2 Kyle Egan, 3 Neil Martin, 4 Callum Rose, 5 Chris Clark, 6 is Ollie Griggs, 7 Aaron Rodriguez, 8 Billy Lowes, 9 Ashley Pope, 10 Antonio Diaz and 11 is Tom Blair. For the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 George Wells, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 Matt Day, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Perry Coles, 10 Manny Williams and 11 is Warren Harris. Those are your lineups for this afternoon. They're just going through the final parts of the shaking the referee's hands, and hopefully they'll turn this really rubbish music off and we can get on with some football. Go on, that's it, turn it right off. Good, that's what we like. So there you go, Slough in their away kit of all blue, and Dorchester with the white and black stripes on their shirts with black shorts and black socks. The goalkeeper Chris Wheel for Dorchester is all dressed in orange, reminding you of Mark Scott. He used to look like the great big orange carrot dug up out of the ground, and Jack Turner today wearing his green kit, so he's all green apart from the white sleeves, and he's got a long sleeve shirt on this afternoon, which is a bit of a surprise, but there you go. As one of the injured Dorchester players just comes and takes his place in the stand here. Steve Thompson, the Dorchester manager, that is the Steve Thompson, the Slough Town legend, who we even forgave him for moving to Wycombe Wanderers as well. Tomo just shaking hands with our management team of Bakes and Unders down there and just having a little chat. Steve Thompson, 195 games for the Rebels, 64 goals from that, and if you put that into perspective, Warren Harris playing right midfield, 188 games for the Rebels, 42 goals. Dobson, 152 games from left midfield, 46 goals. And from the centre of the midfield, you could say Lee Togwell, 11 goals in 106 appearances. So Steve Thompson, a proper player for the Rebels there, scoring goals whenever he could, and it's good to see him back down here in football at non-league level. Just having a really good conversation with the joint managers for Slough there. We're just going to wait for the referees and assistants just to get into position. We will try and keep you up to date with what's going on. We'll concentrate on the football for the first few minutes, and it's going to be Dorchester who have the kick-off. Thank you to Marcus just getting in touch there, and it's going to be Dorchester with the kick-off. Slough will be shooting from left to right this second half, and it's going to be a lovely sunny day for a game of football. They're just waiting for the Kalina lookalike referee, and it's Dorchester who play the ball straight down and unfortunately play it straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels halfway inside their own half. And it's going to be Sean Fraser who's going to come across and take this throw for Slough. Just going to have to keep sitting up and standing up and sitting down here. It's a bit of a strange place here. Long ball in. It's going to be headed away there by Martin. Comes through to Davies. Davies heads the ball forwards here for Slough to chase, but it's knocked back to the goalkeeper there by Callum Rose. And the sun just starting to just dip in a little bit here at Dorchester. And the ball here with the Dorchester goalkeeper Wheel. Just got Manny Williams standing in front of him here at the moment. And long kick down the field, looking for Blair, headed away by Fraser. Davies wins the ball, but gives the ball away to Blair, and Blair just skips past the challenger Togwell, plays it in, but it's well intercepted by George Wells. Wells brings the ball out here, looking for Manny Williams, headed away by Martin, only as far as Warren Harris. Harris takes it down this near hand side, knocks it, trying to go past Clark here, but Clark does well to win the ball in the corner flag there, and chips the ball forwards here, looking for Pope, but it will run through here to Matt Day. And Day has plenty of time to spread the ball out, looking on the far hand side for Dobson. Dobson keeps that ball in really well, good control. Oh, and just skips past the player here and leaves the ball here for Perry Coles. Coles back out here towards Dobson. Dobson crossed his first time, it's cut out well, comes into centre where it's hooked clear by Dorchester, and Pope, the only player up for Dorchester, is beaten to the ball by Guy Hollis, and it finds Sean Fraser. Fraser just plays it back here to Matt Day, and his ball finds Lee Togwell inside on the centre circle. He's got plenty of time to spread it out to Wells on the far hand side before his ball, looking forward for Coles, but it's a little bit too far forwards, and run through to the Dorchester goalkeeper Wheel, and he just brings the ball across the 6-yard box of his penalty area, and then launches a long kick down the field here, looking for Blair. Blair misses the ball, it's headed away by Fraser, and then Davies can head the ball back here towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal, just outside of his box, but he goes the ball with his feet and brings it back in before rolling the ball out here, looking for Matt Day. Looks as though Dorchester have got a 4-1-4-1 formation here. Slough ball here with Day over the top here, just a bit too close to the goalkeeper. Dobson was trying to get through to it, and Will beats him and throws it out on the far hand side here, looking for Egan. Egan plays it in to Griggs. Griggs under pressure, but manages to find the ball out on the far hand side, but Wells steals it off him and finds Manny Williams. Williams inside towards Warren Harris. Harris just bundled down and has the ball taken off him by Clark and played here towards Blair. Blair just inside the Slough Town half, plays the ball forward. Clark had continued his run, but Hollis is across for the Rebels and clears the ball out for a throw to the home side, 25 yards away from the Slough goal. And it will be Chris Clark, who comes across to take this throw for Dorchester Town, nicknamed the Magpies. And he's put a quick throw in, tries to get the ball back, and ball does find him. Played it out here towards Lowe's. Lowe's ball is intercepted by Togwell. Manny Williams flicks the ball on and finds Perry Coles. Coles will hold the ball up on this near hand side and chinks the ball in just over the head of Manny Williams. It's one back here, but Coles tries to steal it off Lowe's, but inside here towards Griggs. Griggs plays the ball forward, intercepted well by George Wells. Wells has plenty of time on the ball. Pope just chases him down, plays the ball out here on the far hand side. Manny Williams will try and get to this ball, gets in front of it, in front of Callum Rose, but Rose wins the ball and plays it out here to Egan, the right back, coming down the near hand side, plays a lovely ball inside to Diaz. Diaz with a bit of space to run here at the Slough defence, travels 30 odd yards with the ball, plays it back out here to Egan, who's continued his run, keeps the ball in and tries to cross, but it's well blocked by George Wells, and the Slough fans in good voice behind the goal to our right here this afternoon. And just waiting for the ball to be given back. It's going to be Egan, the right back, to take this throw for Dorchester, level with the 18-yard box of the Slough half penalty area. And he's just waiting for a bit of movement. Movement comes in the end from Lowe's, but he just skips past the challenger Togwell. But Davies has won it back for Slough, and then Dobson blazes the ball down the pitch, but it goes straight out of play and out of play for a throw to Dorchester, a few yards inside their own half. And the referee will say it'll actually be a throw in to Dorchester just inside the Slough half, about 5 or 6 yards inside the Slough half for this throw. And the throw comes into the centre here for Diaz, back out here towards Griggs. Griggs looking to spread it out towards Blair, but it's intercepted by Sean Fraser, who volleys the ball deep down the field here, and it's a foot race here for Rose to chase. In fact, it's Martin, who's underneath it, but Perry Cole standing there with him, and he plays it here. It's one in back by Warren Harris, and it's come off the Dorchester player for a throw to Slough. Fraser takes it quickly to find Davies. Davies just turns out of trouble and plays it across to George Wells on the halfway line. Wells chips it back out here towards Fraser, putting him under a little bit of pressure backwards, and Blair tries to sneak in there and win the ball, and Blair skips past a couple of challenges, runs across the centre, plays it out on the far hand side to Diaz. Diaz here up against Wells, plays the ball inside back towards Blair, in towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to go past Day, crosses the ball to the back post, headed away though by Sean Fraser, and it comes out here towards Dobson. Dobson has looked to launch the ball down the field. Underneath it is Rose. It's a poor touch by him, and Slough will have it with Coles. Coles' control isn't the best, but flicks the ball out, finding Dobson on the left hand side. Dobson's got a bit of space here to run down here, crosses first time, and it's a little bit too high and wide and goes out of play for a goal kick to Dorchester Town. So 0-0 so far. So 6 minutes of this first half gone. And the Slough fans in good voice on the way down here this afternoon. And it'll be a goal kick here for Dorchester Town. Good afternoon to Lorna Fraser, Colin Davies, who are listening, and Ian's listening as well. So it's a long kick here by the Dorchester goalkeeper, and Hollis wins the ball for the Rebels into the centre, where it's one back here. There's a head injury to Pope here, and the referee will stop it, although Rodriguez had the ball and skipped past the challenge. There was a head injury here to the Dorchester number 9, Ashley Pope, and it's going to be a stoppage in play for treatment to that head injury. And while that's going on, let's see if we can see if there's any scores going on. Early days so far in this first half. Pope's still getting some treatment here. It's all kicked off at Redditch and Tiverton. Redditch 1, Tiverton 1 after only 8 minutes. So the goals flying in at that game. And at the moment looks like that's the only game with any goals in it. Ashley Pope is fine, he's back on his feet. And the referee, Mr. Parsons, who does look a bit like a Pierre Luigi thingy, he's Beaconsfield have had a number 8 sent off. I wonder if number 8 is Nathan Webb for Beaconsfield, just been sent off in their game. And Slough will have the ball. I'm sure they're going to kick the ball back here to the Dorchester side. Ball here with referee dropped the ball and it started moving as Matt Day went to kick it, so he stopped the play just to allow him just to chip the ball back, and that's exactly what Matt Day does. Passes it back towards the Dorchester goalkeeper, Will. And Will just to the edge of his box here again. Long kick down the field, looking to pressurise Fraser. Fraser does well with a good defensive header, then Lowe's wins the next one. Davies can't flick it on, it's won by Sean Fraser, plays it down the field, headed away by Martin, skips past the challenge of Togwell, it's here with Lowe's, plays it inside here to Rodriguez. Rodriguez got plenty of time on the ball, turns in the centre, still has the ball and plays it out here towards Egan, the right back, 10 yards inside the Slough half, brings the ball forwards and allowed to run with the ball, gets the ball in here towards Pope, Pope being pushed wide and finds Diaz on the far hand side. Diaz just 30 yards away from goal, gets a cross into the box first time, but it's well seen by Jack Turner. It's an easy gather for the Slough goalkeeper on his goal line. And Turner looking to play the ball long here, Slough looking to find Dobson down that far hand side, but it's an easy header there for Rose. And Rose's header on the far hand side, Diaz, his touch is forward, it's one back here with Togwell. Togwell finds George Wells, and Wells just took his eye off the ball there, and it's gone out of play off Wells for a throw to Dorchester, 5 yards inside the Slough half. And it'll be the right back Egan who looked to take this throw for Dorchester and finds Callum Rose. Rose back in towards Egan. Egan looking to chip the ball on, trying to find Pope. Pope down the near hand side, does well to find a bit of space, trying to turn and gives the ball here towards Diaz. Diaz finds the ball inside towards Griggs. Griggs got plenty of space and finds Clark. Clark just has to rush to keep the ball in on this near hand side, but the ball's still here with Clark. Crosses first time, it's a good ball, headed away by Slough, bounces around and Wells has to clear it under pressure. Then Warren Harris gets a touch to it. Coles was in there as well, but it's won back here by Martin, and he finds Griggs. Griggs will find Clark. Clark under pressure from Manny Williams, goes all the way back towards the goalkeeper Wheel. Slough under some good pressure there, but the ball here with the Dorchester goalkeeper, and urging his side forwards here, and plays the ball down the field, looking for Blair. Blair does well to flick the ball on, hooked though clear away by Hollis, and it'll come to find Manny Williams. Manny Williams just get a little push in the back, but he comes off the head of Martin, and it'll be a throw to Slough, 25 yards inside the Dorchester half. Warren Harris will leave it for Sean Fraser to take. As the Slough fans making some ball in from Davies towards Fraser. It's Togwell back here towards Davies. Davies under pressure, does well to turn, plays the ball in, looking for Williams. Williams beaten to the ball, but it comes here on the far hand side towards Clark. Clark just heads the ball out of play, and it's another throw to the Rebels. And I wonder if Guy Hollis is going to take this one. No, taken quickly by Sean Fraser towards Davies. Davies volleys across in, headed away easily by Egan, who finds Diaz on the far hand side. Diaz plays the ball early, looking for Pope. Pope chasing this ball. Matt Day's underneath it for Slough, and just a little head cushioned in towards Wells. Back here towards Day, but it's one back on the far hand side by Pope. Does really well, and then finds Diaz with the ball on that far side. Plays it in to Rodriguez. Rodriguez got time to turn and looks to take a shot from distance, and it's forced. A great save from Jack Turner, who took a little bit of a bobble here right in front of Jack on this hard pitch, but Turner does well to get down low to his left and push the ball round for the first corner of the game this afternoon. Slough under some early pressure here at the moment, and it will be a corner that Diaz will go to take on that far hand side. And it'll be an in-swinging corner here for Dorchester, and it's Diaz who takes, looking for Rose. It's a free header at the back post for Griggs, but he can only head it into the hands of the grateful Jack Turner. And it's Turner who has the ball, rolls it out here, looking for Matt Day. Day plays it out to George Wells. Wells back towards Day, being pressurised here by Pope. Goes back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Oh, it takes another bump just in that 6 yard box, and Turner's clearance isn't the greatest as he skied it, but it's here with Guy Hollis, who clears down the line, but it's gone out of play for a throw to Dorchester Town on the halfway line. Taken quickly by Clark, finding Griggs. Griggs under pressure from a couple of Slough players, plays the ball forwards, but it's got too much on it and goes out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. "13 minutes gone here at the moment at the Avenue, sponsored by Clayson Scaffolding. Apparently it's 0-0 between the two sides. And Turner to take this goal kick on the far hand side to our left. And this time does aim for Dobson on the far side. Dobson will flick the ball on, does well to flick it on. Clark comes ahead with the header for Dorchester, only as far as Togwell. Togwell finds Davies, and Davies with the ball finding George Wells on the far hand side. Wells chips the ball forwards here, looking for Dobson. Dobson gets to the edge of the 6-yard box, tries to take it down, plays it back out here towards Coles, who's on the edge of the box. His shot is blocked by Egan. It'll come out here towards Fraser. Fraser heads the ball back into the box. It's hooked clear in the end by Callum Rose, but only as far as Wells. Wells is headed trying to find Dobson. Egan with the clearance, and it comes back out here towards Wells, who lifts the ball up, headed away by Rose, and underneath it is Egan. It just gets a touch and finds Wells. Wells plays the ball before looking for Manny Williams. Williams beaten to the ball, hooked clear there by Lowe's, and it comes here towards Hollis, who again just smacks the ball high onto that left hand side, looking for Dobson. Dobson's touch finds Day. Day with some control just inside the Dorchester half, has the ball, and then looks to find Warren Harris, but it's volleyed clear by Clark, and the game just not settling down here. Hollis just eases Pope off the ball, and it's headed back towards the goalkeeper by Sean Fraser. And fairly even first half, first 15 here. Dorchester with the better of the ball. Clark with the header away, finds Blair, keeps the ball in well, and finds Pope. Pope looks to be offside, but wants to won the ball back here with Fraser. And Fraser's ball down the pitch is headed away by Griggs, only as far as Togwell. Togwell then loops the ball over the top, looking for Dobson. Dobson will try and get there before the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper's there first and keeps the ball in play. And rolls the ball out here towards Egan. And Egan immediately put under pressure here. Back here with Rose. Rose under pressure from Manny Williams and plays the ball down. Oh, Slough have left the ball, and it's up for Diaz to chase. But Turner finally sees the ball out, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Slough. See if we can find you some latest scores. Oh my word, what is happening at Hereford? Hereford 3, Kettering 0 is the latest score. I said there was goals going in everywhere, but they're all going in at Hereford. Hereford 3, Kettering 0 is the score after just 16 minutes at that game. And Hereford trying to enjoy their promotion party then by scoring lots of goals. Turner with the ball out finds Wells. Wells flicks the ball on with his head towards Dobson. Dobson gets a lucky break, but Egan sticks a leg out and blocks the first touch. It comes over to Togwell, who's filling in at left back, and he's got time on the ball and plays it forward again, looking for the run of Dobson. Dobson gets to the edge of the box, gets a lucky ricochet, ball comes in, he plays it inside the box. It's hooked clear in the end by Martin from the 6-yard area, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Togwell hurdles the barriers there to get the ball back. He's going to leave it for George Wells to take, and it's a throw to Slough, 5 yards inside the Dorchester half, in towards Davies. Little touch by him finds Matt Day, and Day goes all the way back towards goalkeeper Turner. Turner on the edge of his box, plays it forward, gets a scuff on it. It's going to be seen out here by Clark. It'll be a throw to Dorchester. And Jack Turner just explaining to his team not to play the ball back as much. It's taken a bit of a bobble on the pitch. It looks quite good, but there are some bare patches. So Clark with the throw in, looking for Blair. Comes over the head of Warren Harris, headed away by Fraser. Davies can't get there. It's come in towards Pope. Pope here under pressure, just runs straight into Togwell, and Togwell's ball finds Fraser. Fraser wins the challenge and finds Dobson. Dobson looking over the top here for the run of Coles. Coles gets to the edge of the box. It's on the corner, holds the ball up. He's got Warren Harris on the overlap if he needs it. Oh, he tries to play it, but it's well defended there by Martin actually, as Coles looked for the ball down the line for Warren Harris, but it's a throw here to Slough, 15 yards inside the Dorchester half. Sean Fraser standing over the throw for the Rebels, and he's looking for a little bit of movement here. Still not getting it, and then goes down the line looking for Perry Coles. Coles trying to use his body. Clark heads the ball away, then Martin volleys the ball across. Dobson gets a little header in. It's going to come on the edge of the box where Clark hooks the ball clear only as far as Hollis. Takes the ball down. Oh, lovely control by Hollis. Oh, and then skips past a couple of chances and runs straight into Blair. Gets a ball in towards Warren Harris. It comes off there, and the referee is going to give the throw to Slough's way, and it's level with the 18-yard box there, and it's Hollis who will take this throw. And it's Hollis to look a long throw into the box for the first time for the Rebels, just waiting for Matt Day to come across. There's a great big pillar in the way, but we're going to see if we can see it. And Hollis just about to launch his long throw into the box. Goes in there, it's headed away, comes to the far post where Day has a shot. Ball bouncing around inside the 6-yard box. It still comes out here towards Matt Day. Plays it in off Egan, comes towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams gets caught, and he's given it as a free kick to Dorchester for, I think, Manny Williams trying to use his body to block the ball there. Williams seemed to think it was more of a penalty as he got bundled over, but he tried to use his body to shield the ball, and the referee has given that as a foul to Dorchester. And I think that's what the couple of Slough players are just having a word with the referee, just to see if that was the what his decision was. There's a long kick here by the goalkeeper Wheel, and it's headed away, comes back out here towards Pope. His touch isn't the best, and it's hooked clear in the end by Sean Fraser. Finds Perry Coles. Perry Coles trying to wait for, it's a throw to Dorchester. The ball came off Perry Coles' knee last, and it's a throw to Dorchester Town. And Clark is the player who will take it. Throws it back here towards Martin. Martin hooks the ball down the line, only as far as Pope, who can hold the ball up, and plays in Griggs. Griggs runs straight into Manny Williams, and Griggs does well to get the ball back and finds Clark here. Clark caught there by Perry Coles, and the ball went all the way through to Jack Turner. Should have been a free kick to Dorchester, but there you go. It's not. It's a goal kick for Slough, which is headed clear by Clark, kept in by Slough with Togwell. Togwell still keeping the ball in, and then finds Davies. Davies inside the centre circle, plays it back here towards Matt Day, and then finds Guy Hollis. Pope chasing both the centre backs down, played forwards by Hollis, but Warren Harris had made a run different direction, and it's out of play for a throw to Dorchester halfway inside their own half. And it will be Clark who will take the throw for Dorchester Town. And it's throw in, looking for Blair over his head. Pope gets it in, but then Fraser gets the body in and then gets a little push there, and it's going to be a free kick to Slough, and Sean Fraser is just going to be spoken to by the referee. Just I think he was just trying to take it a couple of feet further away from where it was due to be taken. And it's going to be Jack Turner who comes across to take this free kick for the Rebels. And Turner 15 yards inside his own box. Long ball down. Goalkeeper shouts and comes through. It gets just a touch of it before Dobson. It's on the far hand side with Egan, the right back, who clears, but it goes straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels inside the Dorchester half. And it's going to be about halfway inside the Dorchester half. Wells with the throw finds Davies, and Davies spreads the ball out here towards Fraser. Just hits it a little bit hard, and Fraser under pressure from Blair, but plays the ball down here for Dobson, appearing on the right hand side. Dobson looking for a free kick and wins a soft free kick there for a foul by Martin. A little push in the back, which Martin didn't really need to do, but he has done, and it's a free kick here to the Rebels, around about 25 yards away from goal. Good afternoon to Vinnie Ryan, who's listening in, and Veggie04. I don't know who Veggie04 is, but good afternoon to you. And Slough have a free kick around about 25 yards away from goal. It's level with the tram line of the 18-yard box. Vinny's listening in California, so someone's a bit lucky. It's a free kick here that Dobson is standing over for the Rebels, and it's a two-man wall. Dobson plays it on the far hand side. It's headed on. It's a good save by Will with his feet. Ball still inside the area, and it will come here towards Scott Davies. Davies chipping the ball high into the air, and that's an easy save. There's an offside anyway against Slough, but Will saving the ball with his feet there. And just a bit of confusion whether it's a throw to kick it out or it's a free kick. It's from his hands, and he finds Egan on the right hand side. Egan with the ball forward to Pope. Pope is offside, And it's one of those horrible ones where you can see he's offside. The linesman doesn't put his flag up until he goes to touch the ball, and then he puts it up. And it's a free kick taken quickly by Slough. Looking on the far hand side, headed away by Rose. Comes here into centre for Togwell. Togwell's got Wells on the open up, and Wells crosses first time, but it's not the best of balls, and it's actually gone all the way through to the goalkeeper, Chris Will, and it's a goal kick. They're being attacked by flies in the Dorchester press area. And it's a goal kick to Dorchester. Just going to try and give you the latest scores from the other games played. 23 minutes here at the Avenue, still 0-0 between the two sides. And I'll give you the latest scores from other games in a second. Ball played straight out of play. So it's Banbury 0, Merthyr 0, Dunstable 0, St Ives 0, Farnborough 0, Chesham 0, Gosport 1, Frome 0, Hereford 3, Kettering 0, Hitchin 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Kings Lynn 0, St Neots 0, Kings Langley 0, Weymouth 0, Redditch 2, Tiverton 1, Royston 2, Biggleswade 0, and 0-0 between Stratford and Basingstoke. Ball on the far hand side is played through to Diaz, and then won back by Davis in the centre for Slough. Trying to spread the ball here towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to get in there. Griggs with the clearance, finds Blair. Blair's touch is a little bit heavy and makes him go backwards. And then the ball bounces around. It comes here towards Griggs. Under pressure from Warren Harris. Plays it in here towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the ball over the top. Lowe's here in a foot race here with Guy Hollis. And Hollis does really well to steal the ball off him. And it's going to be out for a goal. That is superb defending there by Guy Hollis. He made up a good 5 yards on Billy Lowe's and managed to get back and not only clear the ball, but it came off Lowe's and out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. Sun still shining here down in Dorchester as we wait for Jack Turner to get the game back underway with this goal kick for Slough. Again, no height in the Slough seam up front, and Warren Harris being pushed in the back there by Clark, and it's given as a free kick. And Neil Martin, the number 3, has just been spoken to by the referee here for something that he said. He's just having a friendly little warning by the referee, and it will be when the game restarts. The Slough fans break out into a chorus of all the Rebels, and it's going to be a free kick to Slough, roughly 40 yards away from goal, and about 4 or 5 yards away from the sideline. I was on my computer's telling me that it's going to explode. Give me 2 seconds. There you go. Hopefully that's sorted. And just need a football. And Guy Hollis has to go to the far hand side to get a ball here. 26 minutes gone here at the moment, and game's just got that end of season feel to it here, unfortunately. But it's going to be Dobson to take this free kick for Slough, and Dorchester with one-man ball, and Dobson whips it in. It's going almost over the goalkeeper, who just backpedals and stops the ball on his line, and then throws the ball out on the far hand side to Diaz, back in towards Egan under pressure, and finds Diaz with a tiny little ball inside to Griggs, allows Griggs space to run with the ball, and he's looking for Blair on this near hand side, but Dobson with the header there, but it's gone straight out of play for a corner off the head of the covering James Dobson, and it's a corner on this near hand side, which Blair will come across to take for Dorchester. And it looks like it's going to be in swinging corner here for the Magpies, and Slough with some defending to do. Ball goes to the far hand side. It's come all the way through to Rose, and it just comes off his thigh and into the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner looks to play the ball quickly here for Williams. Williams does well to hold the ball up, and he's got Wells coming forwards here as well down the left hand side. Wells just stops on the halfway line, turns and finds Dobson is a little bit behind him, and Dobson spreading the ball here, looking for Warren Harris on this near. Oh, it's a lovely ball into the path for Warren Harris. Crosses first time. It's behind Coles and behind Williams. It's Martin with the clearance, hooked again by Egan, but Dobson gets there first for Slough and finds George Wells. Wells on the halfway line in the left back position, plays the ball here down the line for Manny Williams. Williams beaten to the ball by Rose, who gambles on it, but it goes out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side, 25 yards inside the Dorchester half. Quick throw by Manny Williams, finding Scott Davies, and Davies has plenty of time on the ball. Chris can in for the ball over the top here, looking for Warren Harris. Harris will keep their ball in here well. Plays it here towards Fraser. Crosses first time. It's hard and low. It's hooked clear to the edge of the box where it comes through to Togwell. Togwell finds Davis. Davis has a shot. It's blocked on the 6-yard box. Ball comes back out here towards Dobson. Dobson playing it in towards Manny Williams. Williams turning inside the 6-yard. Back in towards Dobson. You see it blocked away, headed away by Egan. Comes here though to Davies. Davies has put lovely little ball out on the left hand side here to George Wells. Wells' cross is blocked and it comes to the edge of the area where it's cleared by Diaz. And Matt Day's underneath it for Slough, heads the ball back in, and then Diaz with another header, only as far as Davies. Davies takes it down on his thigh. Couple of keepy up, plays the ball high up in the air. Coles tries to get it. Clark heads it on and heads it backwards here for Warren Harris, who crosses first time. It's over the top of everyone, headed away to the edge, and it will come back here towards Davies. He takes a snapshot, but it just goes wide. He's looking for a touch off a Dorchester player, but it's gone out for a goal kick to Dorchester. And Slough with their best spell of pressure here at the moment, but still can't score. It's still 0-0 between the two sides as we approach 30 minutes coming on here. And it will be the Dorchester goalkeeper and captain Wheel to get the game back underway. Long kick headed away by Day, flicked on by Davies in towards Manny Williams. Williams holds the ball up for the Rebels, but then runs straight into Lowe's, and it's here with Egan. Egan with the ball forward. Day comfortably wins the ball, plays it towards Wells, gets it back from him. Pope chasing everything down up front for Dorchester, but it's here with Hollis. Hollis's ball comes through to Davies, plays the ball forward, looking for the run of Dobson, but cut out well by Dorchester, but they can't keep the ball in play. And it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough, taken quickly by Wells to the feet of Togwell with his fluorescent boots on. Chips the ball here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser being closed down by Pope and finds Guy Hollis inside the centre circle. Spreads it out here towards Matt Day. Day has time here to chip the ball forwards, but no one had made the run, and it's gone straight out of play for a goal kick. So the game not really catching fire here at the moment. Whether the glorious sunshine is having an effect. Good afternoon to Bradley Coleman, who's listening, and I know that sometimes we have people listening in the wheat sheaf, and I did meet someone on Wednesday night at the football who said that he listens in his shop. I believe it was Card Factory, but I don't want to get him in trouble. So, but if you are listening, and you shouldn't be listening, thank you for listening wherever you are listening. If that, I don't want to get people in trouble. And the ball's just gone straight out of play from the goal kick here. It's a throw to the Rebels, which Guy Hollis will take 20 yards inside his own half. He's just looking for a bit of movement. And Coles does really well, flicks the ball on here towards Manny Williams. Williams has a chance to come down, gets a little push there, and I mean, that's the clearest free kick of the night that isn't given, unfortunately. It's a little nudge on Manny Williams, and Manny Williams is looking at the assistant referee on this near hand side and saying, couldn't you see that? But it's going to be a throw to Dorchester, live with their own 18-yard line, and it's Clark to take the throw. Just going to go all the way through here to Fraser. Fraser's head on finds Manny Williams, who controls the ball. This time he's trying to hold the ball up. Clark comes across and plays it down, but Fraser wins the ball back in. Dobson flicking the header on, trying to find Coles. Touched by Egan, plays it back towards his goalkeeper. Coles will chase it down. It's played on the far hand side by Will for Callum Rose, and then all he's done is just hoof that ball straight out of the ground. That's mostly hit the Slough Town supporters coach on the far behind that far hand side. Well, that's a long way to go for a ball boy to go and get that ball. As it is, it'll be a throw on the far hand side for the Rebels. George Wells is the player to take it, 25 yards away from the Dorchester goal, and headed away by Griggs, only as far as Wells. He has a second chance to throw the ball in and gives it here towards Dobson on the left hand side, back in towards Wells. Wells trying to hold the ball up, comes off a Dorchester player on the far hand side. That's another throw for Slough, but they're going backwards instead of forwards, and the referee's saying you can take it a little bit further forwards than that, Slough, so they will do. And Wells takes it, trying to find Coles. Coles in the 6-yard box, trying to turn, gets a shot in, it's blocked, and it's Callum Rose who gets the clearance as well after blocking the ball. Davies underneath it for Slough, controls the ball here just inside his own half, and looks to spread the ball on the far hand side, looking for Warren Harris. Just over Warren Harris's head, but he keeps the ball in. Does he? No, it's gone out of play for a throw to Dorchester. And again, Clark is the player who comes across to take this for Slough. And he's in no hurry to take this at the moment. And plays it on. Blair will flick the ball on here, only as far as Hollis, and Hollis's ball across finds Dobson. Oh, Dobson, poor touch by him, gives the ball away to Diaz on the far hand side. Dobson stands in front of him to block his run. Diaz still has the ball, trying to run at the Slough defence, trying to play it in towards Pope. Pope holds the ball up on the edge of the box here towards Lowe's. Lowe's trying to find Blair on the far hand side. Blair's ball in is blocked by Sean Fraser, and Warren Harris has it, and under pressure it's come off Warren Harris. It's actually come off a Dorchester player last, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. And it's Sean Fraser to take it 10 yards inside his own half. And looking for Manny Williams. Still Manny Williams just grabbing hold of Clark's shirt there. And it's the clearest free kick of the night. And finally we've got a decent free kick here given by the referee. It's a free kick to Dorchester. And it's 10 yards inside the Dorchester half. And Trevor Senior, the ex-Reading players, are down on the... He's one of the coaches here at Dorchester. He's got a coat on. Blimey. As poor kick by Martin from the free kick. He's actually hit it straight at Manny Williams along the ground. It's come off Williams last for a throw here to Dorchester. A little bit of luck with that ricochet. That Clark will be the player that takes this throw. And throws it down the line, looking for Blair. Blair trying to flick the ball on. Warren Harris battling with him, and it's gone out of play off Blair for a goal kick to Slough Town. Good afternoon to Gary Thomas, who's listening as well. It's going to be Jack Turner to take the kick here. Try and find you the latest scores going on in the Southern Premier League for you in a second, as we wait for Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. Long ball aimed here towards Coles. Coles backing in, gets a touch there. It's come out though, and one back by Griggs. Griggs with the ball out here to Rodriguez. Wells puts a foot in the way. Coles tries to get it, headed away by Rose. It comes through to Davies, and Davies makes a bit of space here. Plays Dobson in just on the inside left position, and then spreads it out towards Wells. He's on the overlap on the far hand side. He cuts back inside towards Dobson. Dobson, as he goes to take it, it does hit a bobble. It's not. It looks bad, but it's definitely not Dobson's fault there. It just hit a bobble as he went across it and just looped up in the air. And it goes all the way out of play for a goal kick on the far hand side to Dorchester. Once the goalkeeper finally gets the ball back from the Slough fans. And we'll give the latest scores. Banbury 0, Merthyr 0, Dunstable 0, St Ives 0, Farnborough 0, Chesham 0, Gosport 3, Frome 0, Hereford 3 and Kettering 0. Ball over the top here, comes off the head of Hollis. Fraser has to try and chase it, can't keep it in. Hitchin 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Kingsley 0, St Neots 0, Kings Langley 0, Weymouth 0, Redditch 2, Tiverton 1, Royston 2, Biggleswade 0, Stratford 0, Basingstoke Town 0. Later scores in the Southern Premier League. It's going to be a throw to come in from Clark on this near hand side, 20 yards away from the Slough Town goal. He's just looking for a little bit of movement, tries to find Pope on the sideline of the box. So Fraser gets a touch to it. Comes out here though towards Griggs, Griggs just snatched at the ball as he went to take a shot there, and it's gone well wide of the Slough Town goal. And it's out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. So, game not really catching life. Best effort so far have come from Dorchester, forcing Turner into a very good save down low so far. But apart from that, game is, I think people are just enjoying the sunshine at the moment, and it's yet to catch fire. As Turner takes the long ball down the field, headed away by Martin. Togwell then plays the ball on. It's headed away by Hollis. Slough lacking a little bit of height, but Manny Williams with some control finds Dobson on the far hand side. Oh, it's just a little bit too far in front of Dobson. He can't keep it in. It's gone out of play for a throw to Dorchester in the Southern League East. Beaconsfield down to 10 men, 0-0 with Hayes and Yedding, which is the top of the table class. And you've got Cambridge City versus AFC Rushton, that's 0-0 as well. So looks like a lot of pressure on in that league. Slough have the ball here though, inside with Warren Harris. He shoots. It wasn't Warren Harris, was it? It was Warren Harris with the shot from around 30 odd yards away from goal. Just clipped the top of the crossbar there, and was from a central position. Warren Harris was. It's unusual to see him in that position, but he looked up and had a dig. It clipped the top of the crossbar. Best effort for Slough so far this afternoon comes from Warren Harris. And apparently Gosport 4, Froome 0 at the moment. And it's going to be Wheel with the goal kick here. Played forwards, looking for Blair. It's headed away by Hollis. Comes off Hollis's head. It's out of play for a throw to Dorchester. Got about 7 minutes of the first half left. And it's Clark to take the throw here. Just a few feet inside his own, the Slough Town half, sorry. Played in, looking for Blair, headed away by Warren Harris, and that's another throw to Dorchester, halfway inside the Slough box. They're just having trouble trying to get the ball, and they've actually lost the ball down a little kind of moat thing going around the outside. There's a little gutter that's gone down. Clark will take the throw now that the ball's been dug out. And he plays it in here. It's smashed clear by Warren Harris. Cole's backing in towards Martin. Martin with the header away, and Martin just got caught with the flick there. Ball comes in down towards Warren Harris. Harris can't keep the ball in, and the referee just, I think Martin's just having a go. He's fine. He continued to play, and so there's nothing to worry about. It's going to be a throw to Dorchester Town, and it will be Clark to take it down this near hand side, left with the 18-yard box of the Dorchester goal. Lots of people enjoying a beer on the terraces here this afternoon. So Clark's throw, looking for Blair, kicked in by Blair, but Davis comes across and wins it, and Fraser's ball played forward, takes the deflection, headed away there by Rodriguez, and comes to Diaz on the far hand side. It's got Egan with the run there, but just continues with the ball at the moment, runs in 15-20 yards, still with the ball at his feet, inside to Rodriguez back out on the far hand side to Egan, who's on the overlap. Egan being forced wide by Wells. Wells just kind of closer to him, back in there. Lovely 1-2 football. Intercepted by Togwell, and Togwell then plays it back towards Matt Day. Day with the ball forward, looking for the run of Perry Coles in this heat, but it's headed back to the goalkeeper by Rose. And it's in with the goalkeeper Wheel. And he runs all the way across his 18-yard box to come and hit it from this near hand side, and long kick by him, aimed for Blair. Fraser's underneath it for Slough, headed on by Griggs over Dorchester. It comes through to Matt Day. Day heads the ball away. Togwell will get there first and finds Davis, and then Slough with a free kick for a foul on Lee Togwell for a high foot. And it's a free kick to Slough halfway inside their own half. And we would, if we had a ball, someone's just booted the ball away, and I think that's what Lee Togwell's just explaining to the referee. But when we finally get a ball, if that Turner's had to get it all the way back from behind his own goal to get the ball, it's going to be a free kick here for Slough. Murphy just taken the lead away to Banbury. It's Matt David, this free kick for Slough. Long ball played forward, slipped by Hollis. Ball bounces around to the edge of the box. Hook clear in the end by Lowe's. Comes through to Togwell. Togwell heads it back into the 18-yard box. Martin with the header away. Flicked on by Blair. Only as far as Fraser, who puts it back here, looking for Maddie Williams down this near-hand side. Clark's underneath it as well. Clark tries to get there, and someone just stood in the way, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Dorchester. And don't forget, we've got a half-time quiz this afternoon. We've got about 3 minutes of this first half left. Farnborough have taken the lead against Cheshire United. As Wheel, the goalkeeper, looks to take this goal kick to get this. Here, long kick by him, aimed towards Pope, over the head of Hollis, but it's swept clear by Fraser. Williams keeps it in and plays it here for Coles. Coles trying to get two. He's got two players on him. It's hooked clear in the eye. As far as Manny Williams. Got Togwell just inside him, but plays it back here towards Davies. Davies' ball finds Warren Harris on the right hand side. Warren skips past a couple of challenges and finds Fraser. Back in towards Davies. Davies trying to make some space. Chips the ball here for Dobson, who's come to the right hand side. It's headed away by Martin. It will be a throw to the Rebels. And it's going to be a guy, Hollis, who comes across for Slough to take this throw. So a long throw heading into the box here for the Rebels this afternoon. As we're coming up to the end of the first half here. Long throw by him into the box. Matt Day trying to flick it on, bouncing around. Comes back out here towards Dobson. Dobson 12 yards away from goal. And the linesman has given offside against Slough, so it's a free kick for Dorchester inside their own box. Hope that Mr. Underwood has some sun cream on this afternoon. As the Dorchester goalkeeper goes to take this free kick just to the side of his 6-yard box. And takes this long ball here, aimed towards Pope, headed away by Hollis, only as far as Lowe's. Lowe's back in towards Pope. Pope trying to turn past a couple of players. Gives it back out here towards Griggs. Griggs with a side ball in towards Kyle Egan. He can bring the ball forward, spread it out on the far hand side to Diaz. Diaz gives the ball back towards Egan, who continued his run. Just goes by the corner flag back here towards Diaz. Diaz got Lowe's just coming in for him and being forced inside by Slough. Comes through to Martin. Martin, the centre back. Every outfield player inside the Slough half. Ball's here with Clark. Clark with a bit of space down the left hand side. Crosses in first time. It's going to be hooked clear in the end by Matt Day. Only across the thing. And the referee, with 8 seconds of the first half overplayed, blows the whistle, and it's 0-0 here half time at the Avenue. In a game that hasn't seen a lot of goal mouth action. A good save by Jack Turner in the first half, and Slough forced one good save out of Wheel and an effort by Warren Harris that hit the crossbar. But unfortunately not the best of games here that you'll see, but 0-0 at the moment, and it seems that some of the other ones are going Slough's way, especially with Hereford beating Kettering at the moment. We will give you those half-time scores for you as well. We'll just see if we can get a few other bits for you too. And like I say, a couple of the things up and coming games for you for the Rebels. It's a double header against Royston on Tuesday the 24th, Slough away to Royston Town, 7:45 kick-off. There will be a Slough Town supporters coach going to that game. Weymouth for 1-0 up at Kings Langley, I just heard. So there you go. So Slough will be away to so I'm just going to type this out. I'm trying to type and talk to you at the same. What was I saying? Royston. Slough away to Royston, 7:45 on the 24th. And then Slough will be at home to Royston for the last game of the season. That's on the 28th. Please remember the presentation of the awards. If it's nice and sunny on the pitch, if not, it'll be in the bar after the game on the 28th. That'll be the players' awards and stuff that you can vote for. Goal of the season, which you can vote for by our friends at FC Video, who, if you go onto the Slough Tyne website, you will see the goals that you can choose from, the top 10. And you can have a look at that. So there'll be a presentation on the game after the game on the 28th of April, and afterwards in the bar there'll be some food, and the bar will stay open later, just as if you want to stay. So it's a good chance to come and show your appreciation to the Rebels players and have a couple of beers in the bar afterwards, and so I think there's some. I think it's curry being provided. I think they're going to do, but we'll see what's some more details of that later. But yes, there'll be the presentation night after the game against Royston on the 28th, and the bar will stay open a little bit later as well. So you got your half-time quiz that I know you've all been waiting for. I'm just typing it out on Twitter at the moment, so everyone gets a fair chance. You got 5 questions. Just bear with me for a second. So I'm going to give you the names of 5 mascots, and all you've got to do is tell me which teams these mascots are for. So I'm going to tweet it out for you now. So I want to know who Rover the dog is a mascot for which football club? Boomer the dog is a mascot for which football club? Then we've got Clarence the dragon, Hercules the lion, and Lucas the cat. So I want to know, the half-time quiz is the 5 teams that I've just read out. So you need to tell me whose mascot Rover the dog is, Boomer the dog, Clarence the dragon, Hercules the lion, and Lucas the cat. And while you do that, I'll have a look at try and find you some latest scores around in our game. I can tell you that it's 0-0 between Burnham in their game. I think that Burnham are must be already relegated, but there you go. We've got trying to find you some scores. It's just bear with me for 2 seconds as I just try and find you the half-time scores for you. I can tell you that Kings Lynn have missed a penalty in their game at St Neots. It was saved by the young St Neots goalkeeper. And I'll give you as many of the half-time scores as we can. And your half-time quiz is, can you name the 5 sides whose mascots these are? So Rover the dog is the mascot for which football club? Boomer the dog, Clarence the dragon, Hercules the lion, and Lucas the cat. Good afternoon to Mike O'Loughlin, who says he's got clear reception down in Toulouse. And Slough's game is all there's Toulouse. Ugh, sorry, the joke. I should just stick to commentary. Jokes aren't my thing, are they? No. So there you go. I'm just going to try and do some other scores around. And just waiting for them to be confirmed. Just bear with me for a second. I'll run through a few other things for you as well. So just a couple of things. So they for the goal of the season, if you look onto the Slough Town website, that's sloughtownfc.net, you should see a bit that comes up on the home screen that says vote for your goal of the season. They're all ones that have been filmed, so unfortunately you won't see the goals for that Warren Harris scored away to Froome or St Ives, unfortunately, but there are 10 goals for you to choose, and you can choose one of those. You can only vote once, so make sure you vote very well. There's some good goals on there as well. Half-time scores from the Southern Premier League coming up for you now. In the games, it's Banbury 0, Merthyr 1, Dorchester 0, Slough 0, Dunstable 0, St Ives 0, Farnborough 1, Chesham 0, Gosport 4, Froome 0, Hereford 3, Kettering 0, Hitchin 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Kings Lynn 0, St Neots 0, Kings Langley 0, Weymouth 1, Redditch 2, Tiverton 1, Royston 2, Biggleswade 0, and Stratford 0, Basingstoke Town 0. Those are your half-time scores from the Southern Premier League. And we will try and give you some half-time scores from around the other games as well. Freddie wants to know the score. It's 0-0. And if you're having a go at our half-time quiz, just a reminder of those 5 things. I need you to tell me which teams these are the mascots for, as in the big furry mascots, not like Bobby Smith, who's the mascot today. So Rover the dog, Boomer the dog, Clarence the dragon, Hercules the lion, and Lucas the copcat. So there you go. I'm going to try and give you the scores. I'm going to give you the Premier League. But we'll go through to the Sky Bet Championship, where it's Birmingham 1, Sheffield United 1, Bolton 0, Wolves 2, Brentford 1, QPR 1, Bristol City 2, Hull 1. There's an evening kick-off between Cardiff City and Forest. Derby 0, Middlesbrough 1, Ipswich 0, Aston Villa 1, Leeds 1, Barnsley 1, Preston 0, Norwich 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Reading 0, and Sunderland 1, Burton 0. That's your League 1. League 2, it's AFC Wimbledon 1, Oldham 0, Doncaster 0, Oxford United 0, Fleetwood 0, Wigan 2, Gillingham 0, Blackpool 2, Northampton 1, Plymouth Argyle 0, Portsmouth 0, Charlton 1, Rochdale 1, Bradford City 0, Rotherham 1, Bristol Rovers 0, Scunthorpe 0, Walsall 0, Shrewsbury 1, Bury 0, Southend 2, Milton Keynes Dons 0, and it's Sky Bet League 2, it's Barnet 1, Newport 0, Cambridge 1, Cheltenham 2, Carlisle 1, Luton 0, Crewe 0, Morecambe 0, Exeter 1, Crawley 1, Forest Green Rovers 1, Chesterfield 1, Lincoln 0, Colchester 0, Mansfield 0, Port Vale 0, Notts County 1, Yeovil 0, Swindon 0, Grimsby 1, and Wickham 0, Accrington Stanley 2. And there you go. So those are your latest scores from around there. And I'm just going to have a little quick drink. So just a reminder that the Slough Town Supporters Trust have a sponsored walk. It's going to be before the game on the 28th of April. If you're not down to do the walk and you would like to sponsor, you can actually sponsor online. If you go onto the Slough Town Supporters Trust website, you can donate by PayPal, which doesn't mean you have to have PayPal, it just means you have to have a credit card. And if you want to donate some money for those, the money will be split between the Slough Town Supporters Trust and their chosen charity this year, which is the Berkshire Vision, which helps the visually impaired. So a worthwhile charity. Please do get behind those doing the walk next Saturday. Hopefully the weather will be as good as it is today. So we're just enjoying the half-time interval here. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Here, just watching the Slough Town substitutes warm up. There's loads of kids here as well on the Dorchester pitch, who were the mascots here earlier today. So they're just having a little bit of a kick around without trying to hit any young children. And you wonder if Slough maybe put a bit of whether Simon Dunn will get some minutes here today as he comes back from injury. And we'll just give you the half times from the Southern League East and West, with some of those games counting towards what is a very complicated promotion procedure in those leagues. In the Southern League East, it's Ashford 0, Hartley Whitney 0, Aylesbury 0, Charlton St Peter 1, Barton Rovers 1, Aylesbury 0, Beaconsfield 0, Hayden Yedding 0, Bedford 0, AFC Dunstable 0, Cambridge City 0, AFC Rushden 1, Egham 1, Fleet 0, Hanwell 0, Marlow 0, Kempston 4, Arsley 0, Northwood 1, Tame 0, Uxbridge 0, Moneyfield 0. In the West League, it's AFC Totton 0, Wimborne 1, Barnstable 1, Chalkwood 2, Bishops Cleeve 0, Swindon 3, Cirencester 1, Kidlington 1, Larkhall 0, Cinderford 1. Apologies. Manchesfield 0, Evesham 2, Porton 0, Yates 0, Salisbury 1, Didcot 1, Slimbridge 1, Bideford 1, Taunton 1, Bristol Manor 0, and Winchester City 0, North Lee. So Winchester City 1, North Lee 0. Sorry, my apologies, I got that wrong. So it looks like we're getting ready for the start of the second half. So I'll give you Marcus has got that 100% right. He's the only person so far. So your mascots were Blackburn Rovers is Rover the dog, Boomer the dog Port Vale, Clarence the Dragon is Northampton, Hercules the Lion is Aston Villa, and Lucas the Cop Cat is Leeds. And we're about to start the second half. So now we'll have the kick off. They're shooting from right to left this second half. So congratulations to Marcus for getting all 5 right. The referee just chatting to some of the Dorchester things. I think there's a problem with the net behind the goal that Slough are attacking. We're just waiting for the assistant referee to get into position for the start of that. And the second half will start here in a second. And just waiting for the referee just to... Togwell was a bit late coming out, that's what the reason was. And the referee just making sure everything's going to start. And it's Slough with the kick-off here. And it's Davies who plays the ball forwards. It'll be headed away by Rose. Comes out here all the way back towards Matt Day. And it's played forwards. Headed away again by Rose. Back here towards Matt Day, who heads it on. His header finds Scott Davies. Davies just chipping the ball forwards for Slough, but it goes out of play down the far hand side. And it'll be a throw to Dorchester. Taken quickly by Egan in towards Rose. Cole's trying to win the ball back. It's back here for Rose to play the ball forwards. Matt Day just glances a header. Back here for Jack Turner. And Turner just... This is a bit of cover comes over from the stand on this near hand side. Long ball by him. Dobson tries to flick it on, heads it the wrong way. Togwell though wins the next header. It's put Rose under a bit of pressure. You can clear only as far as Togwell gets his head to the ball again. Coles tries to get there. Rose with the clearance goes straight out of play, and out of play for a throw to Slough 10 yards inside their own half. And it's George Wells to take the throw quickly here, finding Davies. Davies back here towards Matt Day. Day takes a touch and then plays the ball forwards here, looking for the run of Coles. Coles trying to get, hits him on the back and finds Rose, who can clear for Dorchester, and it's going to be a foot race here between Pope and the goalkeeper, and it bounces all the way into the goalkeeper's penalty area and picks it up. Does Turner, and he's standing right in front of the massive pillar that I can't see him. So Turner with this long kick down the field, looking here again for Coles. It's headed away by Martin, comes as far as Fraser, who just puts it high into the sky here. Togwell trying to get underneath it for Slough, and his header finds Manny Williams. Williams plays it in towards Coles. Coles with a bit of space here, 1-on-1 with a goal. Again the ball just bobbled as he went to strike it, and he's put the shot wide of the goal. Coles with 6 goals in his last 6 games, looking for 7, but again, just as he got into that penalty, you could just see the ball bobble as he went to strike it, and he's put it wide of the goal here. So it's still 0-0 between the two sides here this afternoon. And it's just waiting for the goal kick to come in on the far hand side from the Dorchester captain. And a long kick by him. It's going to be headed away well by Matt Day. Comes towards Coles. Coles' little cushion header into Warren Harris. Harris tries to play the ball down but can't keep it in place. Gone out of play for a throw to Dorchester on that far hand side. And it'll be Clark who goes across to take this throw. And he'll eventually get the ball to take the throw halfway inside his own half. And his throw, looking for Blair, headed away by Warren Harris, and it's another throw to Dorchester, this time only a couple of feet inside their own half. And the Slough fans very slow to get into position for this second half. And it's Clark with the throw, long down the field. Blair trying to flick the ball on. It comes here towards Pope. Pope keeps it in on the far hand side, tries to make a space, but Davis intercepts for Slough and then finds the ball towards Fraser. Fraser's long ball down here, looking for Coles, heading into the air by Martin. Underneath it for Slough was Manny Williams. The ball finds Dobson. Dobson's ball trying to find Warren Harris, but it's intercepted by Clark. He plays it back here towards Martin. Martin under pressure, hits it at Warren Harris. It comes off Harris last and goes out of play for a throw to Dorchester. Second half starting very, very scrappy here at the moment. As Clark throws it in. Blair wins the header only as far as Davies. Davies plays it all the way back to the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner has to keep his eye on it as it just bobbles again, and he just clears the ball, goes straight out of play for a throw to Dorchester on the halfway line. Slough of Mark Nisbet, Simon Dunn, Matt Lynch, Harrison Gilks and Nathan Smart on the bench. For Dorchester it's Edward Bastick, Ross Carmichael, Alex Staffy, Dom Pansadawa and Jason Brooks who are the substitutes for them. Can any of them come on and affect the game at the moment? I'll run through the starting lineups for you for the second half in a second. The ball's been bouncing around, cleared down the line by Dorchester, but Hollis sees the ball out. So the starting 11 for both sides, starting with the home side, is Chris Wheeling in goal, 2 Kyle Egan, 3 Neil Martin, 4 Callum Rose, 5 Chris Clark, 6 Ollie Griggs, 7 Aaron Rodriguez, 8 Billy Lowe's, 9 Ashley Pope, 10 Antonio Diaz, 11 Tom Blair. For the Rebels, Jack Turner goal, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 George Wells, 4 Matt Day, 5 is Guy Hollis, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 Matt Day, 6 is Lee Togwell captain, 7 James Dobson, 8 Scott Davies, 9 Perry Coles, 10 Manny Williams, 11 Warren Harris. Ball just got out of play for a throw to Dorchester halfway inside their own half here, and it's going to be Egan to take the throw, looking for Pope. Pope flicks the ball on, but it comes here towards Day. Day launches it down the field here. Coles is trying to get underneath it, and it's good defensive header by Martin, means it's the first corner of the second half, and it comes to the Rebels on this near hand side. I just think the Slough fans have gone down to the side of the goal rather than behind the goal. And it's going to be Dobson to take this corner for Slough, be an outswinging corner for the Rebels. Matt Day and Guy Hollis have gone forwards for this corner. And Dobson being the player standing over the corner for Slough. Whips it in towards the back post. Hollis heads it back across, but can't. It's going to be seen out of play by Rose for it goes out for a goal kick. And it's a goal kick here to Dorchester. 6 minutes of the second half gone already. Absolutely nothing to talk about whatsoever. And it's Will with the long kick here, and headed on here looking for Rodriguez, who holds the ball up well. As a foul by Rodriguez on Sean Fraser. Fraser's down injured here at the moment, but just a clip on the ankle, but looks like he's going to be okay. And just slowly gets to his feet. It's a free kick for the Rebels. And Jack Turner will take it. Just been told by the referee to go back a few yards before he takes this free kick. And it's Turner to take the free kick for Slough. It's 15 yards inside his own half. There's just wait for Turner to take this kick. And aims it long at the far post. Coming in is George Wells, who will try to keep the game. Volleys it across, but can't keep the ball. It's gone out of play for a goal kick to Dorchester. And not a lot going on at the moment. Just to remind you that Slough Town will be hosting some of the Canifa World Cup games at Arbour Park. And you can find out more details as they come out. But the Canifa World Cup is the World Cup for football affiliations not affiliated with FIFA. So I think the Punjab are in it, and Jersey, and a team from Yorkshire are in it. Ball's come through. There's a ref has stopped the play for a head injury here towards Pope, the striker. He's okay. The referee called on the physio, but I don't think the physio is going to be needed. But the referee called her on. So has he got to go off play? That's a bit unfortunate for Dorchester. The Dorchester player went down holding his head, and the referee immediately waved the physio on, but the guy got up and was fine, and had to leave the field anyway because he called the physio on, which wasn't Dorchester's fault. And Slough very kindly said to Dorchester, play the ball back towards our goalkeeper rather than us having an unfair advantage, which is good play by Slough. And the ball's here with Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who aims it here towards Dobson in the heat. Dobson trying to flick the ball on. It comes here towards Rose. Rose plays it up high into the air. Day with the header of one, only as far as Griggs. Griggs did a touch in towards Lowe's. Lowe's now trying to play the ball on the far hand side to Diaz. Diaz running through. Warren Harris with the tackle. Guy Hollis comes along to hook the ball away. Only finds Clark on the far hand side. His ball in, trying to find Pope. Pope shoots the ball in on the far hand side. It's being forced back by Slough. Didn't see a train come past there on the background. Ball comes in. Lovely to play here by Dorchester down the left hand side towards Blair. Blair crosses the ball into the box, and Jack Turner gathers for Slough under pressure. And then looks to try and find Perry Coles down this near hand side. Coles up against Rose. Rose gets his touch to it and clears the ball at the second attempt here. Underneath it is Matt Day. Day wins the head here, comes in towards Davies. Davies turns and plays the ball quickly over the top here for Slough to chase. Underneath it is Clark, whose header is poor, and it comes through here towards Manny Williams. Williams wins the ball, and it comes here towards Dobson. Dobson has a chance to hit the ball with some pace, looking for Warren Harris, well defended by Martin at the back post. Togwell heads the ball on, headed away again by Martin. It will come out on the far hand side towards Togwell. Togwell's got Fraser there with him, or Fraser's just been put under pressure with a bad ball, but finds Scott Davies, and Davies will look to chip the ball in towards Manny Williams. Holds the ball up on the edge of the box, trying to turn and find Togwell. Togwell just turns away from the 6-yard box, crosses into the box. Williams can't get there, headed away by Rose. Comes to Dawson, hits it first time, and Dawson's almost found the Tesco Superstore behind the goal there. It's high and not very handsome. And it's out of play for a goal kick here, and we've played 11 minutes of the second half, still 0-0 between the two sides, and it will be Will to take the goal kick to get the game back underway. Banbury have got an equaliser against Merthyr. Ball played in, looking for Blair on the far hand side, seen out by Fraser. It's out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Kettering have a goal back in their game, so it's Hereford 3, Kettering 1. As the throw comes in, headed away by Clark, and ball comes in here towards that Day, but there's a foul by Pope on Lee Togwell. It's a free kick to the Rebels. And it's going to be Scott Davies who takes the kick on the far hand side, just a foot or two inside the Slough Town half. Day and Hollis have gone forwards for this free kick that's taken in. It's going to bounce all the way through. Oh, and it's headed across the goal by Callum Rose, and Perry Coles will see the ball out for a throw on the far hand side, and I think he's going to wait for Scott Davies to come across to take a long throw for the Rebels there. And Callum Rose heading it across his own goal line there inside the 6-yard box. Davies will come across to take this throw on the far side, and it'll be a long throw into the box here, headed away by Blair. Clicks off the halfway line towards Togwell. Togwell's effort is blocked on the edge of the box. Ball played in. Warren Harris chipping the ball in now, headed in by Martin. Day heads the ball on, looking for Warren Harris. Underneath it is Egan. Egan trying to see the ball out, has to play the ball high up into the air. Coles tries to get there. The ball will come out here again towards Togwell. Togwell will take a touch and try and find Hollis. Hollis can't stretch to keep it in on the first touch, and then just gets barged off the ball, and it's out of play for a throw to Dorchester on the far hand side. In the second half, very much like the first half, rather scrappy, and it's Clark to take the throw on the far side, and his throw up in the air. It's going to be flicked on by Lowe's, only as far as Togwell just heads it back in the air, gets a second chance to head it on, and then ball comes here towards Sean Fraser, controls the ball and chips it forward, looking for Cole's run on the left hand side. Coles will try and get there. Rose has to clear the ball, and it'll come here towards Togwell. Togwell's header only as far as Lowe's, inside to Diaz. Diaz trying to play it on the far hand side towards Blair. Blair trying to play it down. Fraser gets inside, and Warren Harris with the ball here, and then still winning it with a couple of headers. Gets blocked, and the referee says play on. It's here with Griggs for Dorchester, and just under pressure, has to go back towards Martin. Martin under pressure, trying to chip the ball down the right hand side here for Diaz to chase, but it's seen out by George Wells. And goes out of play for a throw to Slough deep inside their own half. George Wells will take the throw for the Rebels, and it's flicked on well by Dobson. Cole's trying to get there. Rose gets in there for Dorchester, but it's cleared by Dobson. Neil Martin with the header away, flicked on by Blair. Hollis with the header. Ball just bouncing around. Ball here with Scott Davies, and Davies turns and plays it towards Day. Day under pressure gives the ball away towards Egan, and Egan skips past the challenge of James Dobson. Still running down this near hand side, keeps on going. Dobson staying with him, and there's a foul there by Egan. I think Dorchester wanted the advantage played, and the referee just explaining why he's given the free kick, but it's a free kick here to Dorchester, and it's kind of 12 yards away from the corner flag, but about 4 or 5 yards to the side of the penalty area. And it's going to be Diaz standing over this free kick for Dorchester. And Slough with a one-man ball of Warren Harris. As the ball's chipped into the far post, it's headed away well by Slough to the edge of the box, where it finds Rodriguez. Being forced wide by Dobson. Tries to get a cross in. It's a hard low cross. It's eased away by Matt Day. Only as far as there's a shot on the far hand side that comes in from Lowe's, but it's way over the top of the bar and out of play for a goal kick. So still 0-0 here at the Avenue. 16 minutes of the second half gone. And it'll be Jack Turner to take this goal kick. Played in here, headed away by Rose, comes into Togwell. Togwell just stretches to win the ball and plays in here towards Wells. Wells chipping the ball down the line for Manny Williams. Williams takes it on his chest. Up against Rose, holds the ball in. Back heel into Wells. Wells crosses first time, comes off the head of Egan, and it's out for a corner to the Rebels. And it's going to be Dobson that comes across to take this corner for Slough. And we'll give the latest scores in the Southern Premier League in a second for you. Just wait for this corner to come in from James Dobson. It's going to be an outswinging corner here for the Rebels. It's going to be played to the back post, where it's Manny Williams. Oh, tries to volley the ball. He misses the kick, but keeps the ball in on the far hand side. And here up against Rose, trying to go past him, tries to dink the ball in, and Rose has gone down really easy, and it's been given as a free kick to Dorchester Town. Latest scores in the Southern Premier League are Banbury 1, Merthyr 1, Dorchester 0, Slough 0, Dunstable 0, St Ives 0, Farnborough 1, Chesham 0, Gosport 4, Frome 0, Hereford 3, Kettering 1, Hitchin 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Kingsland 0, St Neots 0, Kings Langley 0, Weymouth 1, Redditch 2, Tiverton 1, Royston 2, Biggleswade 0, and Stratford 0, Basingstoke 0. Those are your latest scores in the Southern Premier League at the moment. The ball's played down, comes off the head of Hollis, and Fraser just how that isn't a free kick. The ball's here with Blair, who crossed his first time, but it's a poor cross. It goes straight out of play. I can't see how the difference was with the fact that Fraser should have got a free kick for a foul by Blair, which was exactly the same thing that Rose went down. And you can see the first substitution of the game this afternoon. Coming off is Ashley Pope, and coming on is Alex Staffy. So the first substitution is for Dorchester Town, and it's coming off is Ashley Pope, the number 9, and coming on is Alex Staffy. And that's your substitution for Dorchester this afternoon. Pope off, Staffy on. Don't get confused, not Mustafi, the Arsenal player, but Alex Staffy. And there's just a little break here at the moment between the game for a drinks break. It is that hot out there. And Rebel says, just need a Slough goal. I wish I could help out, but I don't know if I'm allowed on the pitch to try and score. I can go on there if you want, and I'll try and grab us a goal. I am stealth-like, so I don't think the ref... Put it this way, compared to Matt Day, I am stealth-like. And the game will restart now with a goal kick to the Rebels. And it's Jack Turner with the kick here, and Coles tries to win. It's headed away by Martin. Comes out here towards George Wells. He'll let the ball roll out of play for a throw to Slough, and Slough will make a substitution of their own. Coming off is Lee Togwell, and coming on is Matt Lynch, and Matt Day is now the captain, and Togwell has just come back from injury, so I wonder if it's just they've given him a few minutes. But Matt Lynch is coming on, and he'll go into the central midfield position. Matt Day is now the captain for the Rebels, and that's 20 minutes gone of the second half. And it's a throw here for Slough with George Wells. And Wells just waiting for a bit of movement. Comes from Matt Lynch, and Wells gives the ball back here towards Wells. Oh, Wells just nutmegs low, and then spreads it on the far hand side, looking for the fullback for Sean Fraser, who keeps the ball in well on the far hand side. Crosses into the box where Coles is free, gets a header goalwards, but it's not got enough power to trouble Wheel, and it's an easy save for the Dorchester goalkeeper. It's a good idea by Coles, just not enough power on the cross to divert it in. And then Wheel with a long kick down the field here, looking for Staffy, headed away well by Matt Day, and the ball's won back here by Matt Lynch for Slough. Just wins a free kick with his second touch of the day with a foul by Staffy, and the referee will have a little word with Staffy. And it's a bit silly. He has only just come on, ref. You could just, spare him a couple of minutes just to warm up there. It's going to be a free kick for Slough, 5 or 6 yards inside their own half. Scott Davies standing over it for the Rebels. And Nisbet and Day have gone forwards for Slough. Sorry, not Nisbet, Hollis and Day have gone forward. Ball played in on far hand side. Hollis tries to win it. Comes to Manny Williams on the edge of the box. Plays it back out here towards Lynch. Lynch tries to go past and gives the ball away for Blair. Blair trying to run down this left hand side here now. Fraser will come across to try and play it in. And ball breaks here with Staffy. Staffy just pushed off the ball. It's a free kick given to Dorchester. It's always going to be a free kick in there somewhere. Blair just ran into Fraser, and then Staffy just got pushed off the ball by Lynch. I think the referee was just waiting for an excuse to give the free kick, and he has. And it's a good 30 yards away from the Slough goal. Referee just allowing them to bring the ball a little bit closer here, 35 yards away. And Blair will be the player standing over this free kick for Dorchester. And it's a 3-man wall for the Rebels. Turner just organising his wall here as Blair looks to take this free kick. He goes for goal, and he's cleared not only the goal but the stand on the far hand side, and that ball is bouncing all the way down the A35 to Weymouth. So if there's any Weymouth fans coming back who haven't gone to the game, if you could kindly give Dorchester their ball back, that would be fantastic. And kind of sums up the game so far this afternoon. We've gone past the halfway point of the second half. Second half has had absolutely nothing about it whatsoever. And Turner with the long kick for Slough, head away by Rose, comes in here towards Day. Day's header finds Hollis. Hollis helps it back towards the goalkeeper, and Turner gets good contact on it. Dobson flicks the ball on here towards Coles. Coles just allows the ball to run, then plays it in looking for the run of Dobson, but Egan's come across there. Heavy touch by him, keeps the ball in well does Egan, and finds Rose. Rose just skips past the challenge of Cole, still running with the ball, plays it all forwards here. Hollis comes across for Slough. It's going to be left here for Turner, and Turner chips the ball forwards for Slough, headed away by Rose. Comes out here towards Hollis. Hollis, little cushion ball, cleared by Egan. Just a bit of one-touch football. Ball comes in towards Wells. Wells just skipping past 2 or 3 challengers. Gets it in towards Manny Williams. Williams turns, finds Lench. Lench cuts inside in towards Davies. Davies inside the centre circle, just being held up, and plays it in towards Hollis. Hollis finds Warren Harris. Harris heavy touch, but back here towards Hollis. Trying to chip the ball down the field. It's going to be easily headed away there by Martin. It comes for Hollis. Little cushion header finds Davies. Davies' first time ball is poor. It's sliced over by Clark and then flicked on by Manny Williams in towards Carl's corner for a chance. Oh, he's just leaning back and he's hit it over the top of the bar. It's a really good chance for the Rebels there. And he tried to hit the glory ball into the top of the corner, when if he'd have hit it low, he would have got it on target. He's cleared the goal and the stand on the far hand side. And the best chance of the second half falls to the Rebels, but unfortunately it's over the top, and it's a goal kick here to Dorchester, and Wheel, the Dorchester captain, takes the long kick. It's well won in the air by Davis, comes towards Warren Harris, flicks the ball down the line here for Coles to chase. Martin comes aloft to clears high into the night sky. The attendance at Hereford today, 4,556. Ball's here with Manny Williams. Williams though finds Lench on the left hand side, cuts back inside, needs a bit of help, and it comes from George Wells. Wells back in towards Lench. Lench tries a through ball, but he hits it way too hard. It goes straight out of play for a goal kick to Dorchester. And not much going on this afternoon in our game. And it's another goal kick here to Dorchester with Wheel. Aimed towards Staffy, headed away by Wells, kept in by Dobson. Lench gets the ball flicked in, but only as far as Diaz. Diaz trying to find Rodriguez. Day heads the ball away. It comes here towards Egan, flicked on here, and Day stretches to win the ball for Slough. Being kept in by Dobson on the left hand side. Plays a nice little ball in here towards Davies. Davies with a chance to open up, but he's just run straight into Lowe's, and Lowe's has won the ball back here for Weymouth. In towards Griggs. Griggs shaken off the ball by Davis, and Davis has played it in here towards Manny Williams. Williams got Coles one side, Warren Harris the other, and plays it in towards Warren. Again, Slough just played the ball too far in front, and it goes straight out of play. The touches today are very heavy. The pitch isn't helping fantastically, but Slough just very tired by the looks of it. Their touches are quite poor and heavy. And at the moment it's a throw to Dorchester on the far hand side. And it's Clark with the throw, aimed towards Blair's, come off the Fraser's foot, headed on by Rodriguez. Hollis wins the header, then Lench will head it on towards Warren Harris. Harris keeps it, flicks the ball in, looking for Williams. Williams does well to flick the ball and gets clattered by Martin, and it's a free kick to the Rebels here. And it's 30 yards away from goal, but down the left hand side. The right hand side, of the goal, and it's going to be Davies and Lench. Davies and Dobson standing up. Take it quickly, and Slough took it quickly. It was a good idea in towards Manny Williams, but the referee wasn't happy that he'd blown his whistle, and he's now going to make Slough take the ball back a little bit further than where it was. And it will be just Dobson standing over this free kick for Slough, 30 yards away from goal. 4 or 5 yards away from the touchline on the far side. And Dobson standing over it, chips it in towards the goal. It's headed, underneath it was Warren Harris. Ball's been kept in by Manny Williams. It's been headed across goal, and Williams crosses it back into towards the box. Headed away in by the box, and then referee, that is just a Dorchester player heads the ball away, goes down, and you can't tell if he collided with a Slough player or his own player. And the referee gives a free kick inside the box. It's just guesswork by the referee. It really is. He can't tell if it's been. If he jumps into his own player, then how can it be a foul? But there you go, it's a free kick to Dorchester. And hopefully something will happen in the second half. And who said that commentating was a glamorous job, eh? Long kick here by Will, it's going to be headed away by Matt Day. Lynches underneath it for Slough, finds Davies. Davies trying to head the ball on towards Williams. Williams evades a couple of challenges. Got Davies on his outside now. Davies takes the ball with him. Plays the ball in, looking for Coles. Martin gets the ball towards Coles. Coles with his back towards goal, trying to turn. Find Davies. Davies trying to chip it in. Comes towards to Manny Williams inside the 6-yard box. Been forced wide a little bit. Keeps the ball in. And finds Dobson. Dobson just uses his body to try and make a bit of space. Crosses a good cross to the far post. It's going to be hooked away though by Dorchester. And now it's a foot race for Staffy here against Hollis. They'll leave it for Turner, and Turner gets a good touch to it. It's a long ball. Martin heads the ball away, and then it goes out of play on the far hand side for a throw to the Rebels. And Guy Hollis will jog across to take this throw. And it's Guy Hollis launching a long throw in on the far side. Actually plays it in short here towards Sean Fraser. He's got time to control it and cross the ball in. Aims it in. So Williams with the header, and it's gone high and wide over the top of the bar and out of play for another goal kick. You're seeing a second substitution for the Rebels this afternoon. Coming off is Warren Harris, and coming on is Harrison Gilks. So the substitution for the Rebels, second one of the game, is Warren Harris off, Harrison Gilks on. And looks like Gilks will go onto the right hand side of midfield. And the game will start with a goal kick here by the Dorchester captain, Wheel, looking for Day. Day just stands there and heads the ball away. It's out of play for a throw to Froome. Are 6-0 down here away to Gosport Borough. Ball played in, looking for Staffy. Comes off the head of Wells. It's out of play for a Dorchester throw. And it's Egan with the throw, finding Staffy. Ball trying to find Egan, but Williams is in there for Slough. It's played here towards Dobson. Dobson's ball trying to find Coles. Ball played in here though, and Davies wins the header. His header finds Coles. Coles, lovely little bit of control there, and then plays the ball out here on the far hand side to Gilks. But Gilks just waited for the ball to come to him, and that allowed Clark the chance to intercept and run with the ball. Crosses the ball in towards the box. Turner comes, and it's a good save by Jack Turner under pressure from Staffy. And Turner not happy that Slough weren't ready for the ball forwards. Ball been played forwards. Egan just plays it straight back. It's going to go all the way back here towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. This time he's going to try and go down the other side and find Harrison Gilks. Headed away by Clark. Flicked on by Lowe's. His header is poor. It's put Dorchester under pressure, but they've managed to work their way out here. And the ball's here with Lowe's inside the centre circle. Played out here on the far hand side towards Egan. Egan plays it in here towards Lowe's. Lowe's in an advanced position. Tries to cut inside. Plays it out here in towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez being forced wide. Tries to get into the box. Good check-ins by Sean Fraser. Ball's here with Staffy. Staffy shoots straight at the Slough player. It's blocked. Comes back out here towards Fraser. Dick got caught there. And that was a foul by Blair on Fraser. And Fraser just pointing out to the referee that he was away there, and the referee just telling Blair on the far hand side to calm down. Seeing another substitution for Dorchester. Coming off is 10 Antonio Diaz, and coming on is 16 Dom Panesar Dower. And another substitution. So Griggs and Diaz off. Coming on is Bastic and Dom Panisart Dower. So that's the final substitutions for Dorchester Town. Ollie Griggs off. Also Antonio Diaz off. Coming on Edward Bastic and Dom Panisart Dower. Those are your substitutions for Dorchester. Long trick taken by Turner, headed by Hollis. Wells the wrong way. Day tries to play it over the top, but again it's got too much bounces off the hard ground and goes out of play for a throw. Goal kick, sorry, to Dorchester. It's Banbury 2, Merthyr 2 is the latest score. As Will takes the free kick, headed by Davis onto the far hand side towards Gilks, but Gilks' ball trying to find Cole. Now trying to win the ball back. Ball's here with Panisar Dow. His little ball forwards here finds Martin. Martin plays it across to Egan. Egan just skips past James Dobson. Ball played in here to Diaz. Diaz plays it in through to Staffy. Staffy 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Oh, great save by Jack Turner. And then it's hooked clear in the end by Matt Day. Ball still flying around. It will come out here towards Lentz. Lentz takes it down on his chest. Holds the ball up for Slough. Finds George Wells. Wells chips the ball towards Dobson. Slough give the ball away again. Great save by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. 1-on-1 with Staffy. He just pulled him out. And you'll see a final substitution for Slough. Coming off is Sean Fraser. And coming on is Mark Nisbet. So it's Sean Fraser off, Mark Nisbet on. And it looks as though Nisbet is going to play up front for the Rebels by the looks of it. As the throw comes in from Egan, it's found Panisar Dow. He just turns in and ball comes through off Staffy again. Too much on it. Out of play for a goal kick. So we've got about 10 minutes of the second half to go. 0-0 is the score. Well, not score, but that's what it is. There's not been a lot of score around. It's Redditch 3, Tiverton 0, Tiverton 2, sorry. And ball played forwards. Nisbet beaten to the ball in the air by Rose. Comes through to Staffy. Staffy heads it behind the advancing Dorchester play. It goes out of play for a throw to Slough. Taken quickly here by Slough. Looking for Williams. Williams trying to turn. Just gets blocked in. The ball comes across the 18-yard box. Jukes wins the header, but it's hooked clear in the end by Rodriguez. Only as far as Lynch. And Lynch's header is puts Day under pressure, but Day hooks the ball clear on the far-hand side. Underneath it is Clark, who heads the ball only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet's header goes across and finds Egan. Now win the back here with Dobson in towards Lynch. Lynch under pressure will go back here towards George Wells. Wells with the cross in. Nisbet trying to ease the ball into the path of Dobson, and Dobson plays it in towards Coles, and some good defending there in the end by Billy Lowe's of Weymouth, just as the ball is about to bounce down for Perry Coles. It's Lowe's who comes across. It's a corner to Slough on the far hand side. Dobson goes across to take this one. In swinging corner here for Slough. And it's Dobson to take this corner for Slough. Needs a bit of quality on the ball. It's a bit close to the goalkeeper. It's an easy catch for the goalkeeper. And he rolls the ball out here, trying to find Blair on this. It's the substitute Bastic. Plays the ball in. Oh, heavy touch by him, and George Wells can hook the ball clear for the Rebels. Underneath it is Nisbet, who heads the ball on. Finds Williams. Williams just loses the ball. It comes out here towards Egan. Egan under pressure from Manny Williams. Egan just turns him away. Plays it back here towards Rose. Rose just plays the ball down the field. Davies misses the ball, and it comes through to Staffy. So it's really scrappy here today. And Staffy just goes run straight into Davis. The ball comes out here towards Bastic. Bastic on this near hand side, crosses straight at Matt Lynch. It's such a poor game this afternoon. Lynch with the ball. His ball will find Nisbet. Nisbet's trying to play like a number 10 almost. Ball here finds Manny Williams. Williams in towards Jilks. Jilks running down the left hand side. Jilks trying to get there. Lowe's gets a crossing, but Jilks still goes. And then it's a sliding tackle by Egan, means it's a throw to the Rebels, but 10 yards away from the corner flag. But what a rubbish game of football this is. So we'll have a throw, and Hollister's going to come across to take this throw for Slough. And it's almost actually going to be level with the 18-yard boxes where he's standing. And Slough will take a throw. Nisbet's in the box now for the Rebels. Played in with a lot of power. Ball bouncing around. Comes to the far post to Coles. And Slough has scored! It's Perry Coles with the goal! 7-7 for Perry Coles. And from a long throw, it just missed by everyone. And on the edge of the 6-yard box, Perry Coles places the ball into the back of the net. A goal for him on 83 minutes. Means that Slough have the lead here. And just as I said, it was a boring, rubbish game. Slough put the ball in the back of the net. So Perry Coles now with 7-7, and that puts him on 10 goals in 17 games for the Rebels since his move from Farnborough. And it's Slough with the lead. And goal given on 84 minutes, not 83, my apologies. And it's Dorchester with the kick-off by Staffy in towards Egan. Back here to Panesar-Dower. Tries to play the ball in here towards Rose. Rose finds Bastic. Bastic got caught there. It's a free kick by George Wells, and Wells will get the first yellow card of the day for that challenge. And Wells now on 8 yellows for the season. I think that's his 4th in 4 games on yellow cards for George Wells. And Wells gets his yellow card. And it's going to be a free kick here for Dorchester. It's 25 yards away from goal, but it's a foot or two away from the sideline here. Blair is the player standing over the free kick. And Slough with some defending to do. Ball goes deep into the box. It's headed on by Staffy the wrong way. Comes to Panesar-Dower. His little ball in, finds Rodriguez trying to turn and make some space. With it is Nisbet. Nisbet blocks. He gets a second chance. Really good defending by Mark Nisbet. Plays it off Rodriguez. It's out for a goal kick to the Rebels. And now the Slough fans on the far hand side make some noise. It's a goal kick here to the Rebels. We're into the final 5 minutes of the game here. Slough with this 1-goal lead, and very much like Hitchin away, a game that didn't really have a lot in it, and just that 1 goal separating the two sides here at the moment. Turner to take this goal kick, and it's a long one, headed away well by Martin. It's flicked on here by Rhodes, who's playing forwards here up towards Staffy. Staffy and Rose collide, and it allows Lynch to get a touch in, and Davis plays it forwards. Comes here to Rodriguez, plays the ball out here towards Clark. Clark chips the ball forwards, headed away by Nisbet, who's now playing as a it looks like Slough put Nisbet as centre back, and Hollis has gone right back here at the moment. Ball's here with Manny Williams, can't keep the ball in, it's out of play for a throw. It looks like Callum Rose has gone to forwards for Dorchester. He's playing as a striker. Clark with the throw forwards. It's been flicked on well here, looking for the substitute Bastic. Bastic holds the ball up, chipped the ball in here, finding Blair on this near hand side, who's cross sides, and he can't keep the ball in, and then smashes the ball away, almost hits the poor old bloke on the head as he walks past. And it's I think the 407 I think the attendance was today. Either 407 or 487, one of the two. It's a throw here to Slough, level with their own 18-yard box. George Wells is the player to come across to take this throw. And Wells trying to find Williams. Williams, little back flick in, ball headed away. It comes through to Panesar-Dower, who skips past one but can't get past Lynch. And the ball's here with Davies. Immediately plays the ball forwards, looking for the run of Perry Cole, scorer of the only goal so far. Up here against Clark. Clark hooks the ball away. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. And it's going to be Guy Hollis who comes across to take this throw for the Rebels on the far hand side. He's just taking his time with that one. And it's Hollis in throw to Gilks. Gilks holds the ball up here for Slough. Runs it in off Panesar-Dower for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And again, Hollis is the player that goes across to take it. Long throw in, finding Manny Williams. Williams in the corner flag, trying to hold the ball up here for Slough. It comes off Dorchester leg. It'll be a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. King's Lynn have scored. And they're 1-0 up against St Neots. And we're just waiting for a ball to come in off the stand side. And again, Hollis is the player that takes the throw. And he finds Manny Williams. And again, Williams will just run into the corner flag, trying to hold the ball up here. And it comes off another Dorchester player. It's another throw for Slough right by the corner flags. Both sides have used up all their substitutes here. And it's again Guy Hollis who comes across to take this throw. And Hollis is just told by the referee to move forwards a few yards, which is unusual for referees. Getting in towards Williams, and Williams again goes towards that corner flag. Up against him is Bastic. They try and hook the ball out, but Hollis is the next person to hold the ball up. But Dorchester break with the ball here with Panasadao. Finds Bastic. Bastic trying to bring the ball out, finding Blair on this near hand side. Blair has a bit of space. Dobson trying to cut back and chase him down. Dobson does well to chase. He gets the cross in, takes the deflection off Lynch, and it comes through to Turner, and Staffy puts her foot up on the goalkeeper. And Turner's okay, but and fairly obvious who the man of the match for Dorchester is. It's number 4, Callum Rose, who's had a good game at centre back, been pushed forwards. The ball comes forwards here by Slough. It's going to come through, and Dobson just eases Blair off the ball. He sees it out for a throw to Slough, and it will be the Slough fans just making some noise on that far hand side. Throw comes in from George Wells, headed away. Perry Cole's trying to win it. Lowe's is there for Dorchester. Ball's here with Egan. Nutmegs Perry Cole's. Ball comes in towards Lowe's, keeps it in and finds Blair. Blair's ball only comes across towards George Wells. Wells just chipping the ball in, looking for Coles again. Headed away by Martin. Comes across towards Lowe's, who volleys the ball clear. Underneath it is Rose, the man of the match. Plays the ball forwards here, but George Wells is going to try and see the ball out. And Staffy gets there first, and then Rose goes down and Wells goes down. It's actually gone out for a goal kick, is the decision. And stupidly, Rose doesn't give the ball back, bearing in mind his team are 1-0 down. And he's pushed the ball into the corner when he really wants the thing to go. We're into a minute of added time. I would guess there'd be 2 more to play with 6 substitutions made in the second half. Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. And Turner's kick free, chest down for Martin. Scoops the ball over the Manny Williams. Williams tries to get there in the end. Played down the field. Nisbet heads the ball away, but it's given as a free kick here for Dorchester for a foul by Manny Williams on Martin. And amazing, as the free kick's been given, Manny Williams gets a yellow card on 92. That's Manny's second yellow card of the season, so I don't think there was much in it, to be honest. Certainly not a yellow card offence. But it's a free kick here to Dorchester. Wheel will take it. The goalkeeper just hammers the ball into the box. It's going to be an easy save for Jack Turner. It's a waste of a free kick there, and Turner just dives on the ball and dives onto the floor. Just waste a few more seconds here, and then he's going to play the ball forwards. I think we've got about 50 seconds left. It's aimed towards Martin. Coles will try and stab the ball away from him. Martin gets there first by Lowe's, back in towards Martin. Under pressure, clears the ball down the field. Hollis watches it all the way, heads the ball away, comes here towards Wells, takes a couple of touches, then launches the ball down the field. Williams will chase it into the corner here. Lowe's is a bit slow, and it means that Williams will kick the ball in by the corner flag, trying to play it off Lowe's. Williams wins the ball back, just gets a little push in the back, holds the ball up. It's got Jukes running past him. Williams trying to hold the ball up. Lowe's steals it off him here, and then in towards Martin. Martin's clearance is poor, only as far as Lynch, but Lynch slips and loses the ball. So here with Panasadawa, bringing the ball forward, trying to play the ball. Oh, it's cooked on in the end towards Blair, who gets down this left hand side. Blair trying to cross the ball into the box, and it's an easy save by Jack Turner in the Slough goal, with very few Dorchester bodies in the box. And it comes through, and it's in the hands of Slough's goalkeeper Jack Turner. I would guess that there can't be much more added time on from the referee. He's looking at both of his watches, and Turner's allowed to take the goal kick. It's here towards Martin. His touch is heavy, but he manages to bring the ball forwards and plays it over the top here. Slough playing a very high line. Wells does well to head the ball back towards the goalkeeper Turner, and Slough just a little bit weak there then, just as well that George Wells was alert for that one. Even John Under was looking at his watch. Referee still looking, and that is the full-time score here at the Avenue. It's not been the greatest game you will ever see, but it does mean that Slough have 3 points again away from home. The goal coming from Perry Coles on 84 minutes. It means that Slough go into the last 2 games of the season still with a chance of a home tie, and they've come here to a very sunny Dorset and taken the point with a well taken goal by Perry Coles, his 7th in 7 games, and it means that Slough have the points here. The next game for the Rebels is away on Tuesday evening to Royston Town, and then home to Royston. Don't forget there will be the presentation of the awards after the game on the 28th. And the Slough fans making some noise on the far hand side. Been excellent support here this afternoon. Just going to see if we can find you some full-time scores for you, although you lot will mostly find them a lot easier than I will. But yeah, full-time for Slough. That's their 4th match in 8 days. Slough taken all the points here in a very sunny Dorset. Good afternoon to Gary Thomas, Mike O'Loughlin, Ian Warner, William Tuck. William, I'm going to send you an email later, just before Ian, Rebel, Neil Humphrey, thank you all for listening in. Lorna Fraser, Will Rees, Vinnie Ryan, great that you've all tuned in this afternoon. Hope it's I know it's not been the greatest game, but there you go. It's been an interesting game here today. Not a lot of action, a couple of saves by either side. It's the last game here for Dorchester before they rip this surface up. Their last game at home. They're just doing a clap around, a little lap of honour for the Dorchester fans, and the Slough players gone over to the Slough fans on the far hand side. We'll be back on Tuesday evening with the game from Royston Town. We're not going to wait too long because we've got to catch the coach for the way home. Thank you all for listening as usual. I do wish you the very best of the rest of the weekend. Weymouth have won 3-1, Hitchin have won 1-0. The scores are coming through. But there you go. So we'll be back on Tuesday evening with all the game action from Royston away, and then we'll be back on Saturday for that last one. And until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for tuning in. Have an enjoyable sunny weekend, and we will be back for you. So till then, enjoy your weekend.